March 31st, 2023. It was just another rainy Friday in Winona, Minnesota, a small city, quiet and ordinary, nestled along the banks of the Mississippi River. That morning, 26-year-old Madeline Kingsbury dropped off her two children at daycare with her partner, Adam Fravel. She texted her sister at 8:15 a.m., and then she vanished, completely. No calls, no messages, no trace, no goodbyes. But this wasn't a random crime. This wasn't a tragic accident. What happened to Madeline would unmask a sinister truth hiding in plain sight. A truth that speaks of control, betrayal, and the price of silence. This is the chilling story of Madeline Kingsbury, the mother who disappeared, and the man who thought he could get away with murder. Madeline, or Maddi as friends called her, was vibrant, intelligent, and full of life. She had a bright future, a devoted mother of two, a beloved sister, and a public health worker at the Mayo Clinic. Her family described her as selfless, nurturing, and deeply loved. She had dreams of going back to school, of raising her children in a happy home, of escaping the emotional weight she'd quietly been carrying for years. Because behind Maddi's smile was a storm. Her relationship with Adam Fravel, the father of her children, had soured. Family members later said she was planning to separate from him. The couple no longer lived like a couple. Tensions were rising. Maddi was ready to start a new chapter. Alone. But someone else wasn't ready to let her go. It all seemed routine. Maddi and Adam dropped off the kids together around 8 a.m. They returned home. Maddi texted her sister just 15 minutes later. And then, silence. By the afternoon, friends and family were worried. Maddi never missed daycare pickup. She never ignored calls. She wasn't the kind to disappear. Her sister called, her mom called. Hours passed, no response. Panic set in. By that evening, police were notified. When investigators arrived at her home, Maddi's car was there. Her phone, wallet, and jacket were still inside. Her bed was unmade. No sign of a break-in, no blood, no struggle. It was as if Maddi had vanished into thin air. But that's not what happened. Adam Fravel told police he'd last seen Maddi that morning. He claimed she left the house after their daycare drop-off and never returned. But something felt off. Adam didn't call police. He didn't help search. And according to Maddi's family, he'd always been controlling, isolating her, making her feel small. Maddi had finally told her loved ones she was ending the relationship. And it seemed Adam knew. As the community rallied, volunteers searched through forests and fields, riverbanks and ditches. Hundreds combed the countryside. But Fravel? He stayed silent, refused to speak to reporters, and refused to let their kids stay with Maddi's family. Days turned into weeks. The town held vigils. Her face was everywhere, posters, news, social media. But the person who should have cared the most barely blinked. Madeline's mother, Kathy, refused to rest. She led searches, spoke at press conferences, pleaded to the public. Her voice cracked, but her determination didn't. She knew her daughter hadn't run away. She knew something evil had happened. Behind closed doors, investigators were growing suspicious too. Adam's phone data, GPS, and behavior were all under scrutiny. They began tracking his movements. And then came the break. On June 7th, 2023, more than 2 months after Maddi vanished, a grim discovery was made in a remote, wooded area near Mabel, Minnesota. A body wrapped in a bedsheet, hidden among brush and branches. Authorities confirmed it was Madeline Kingsbury. Her remains had been dumped along a gravel road, a heartbreaking end for a woman who gave everything to everyone. The evidence was overwhelming. The sheet matched a set missing from Adam's home. His phone pinged near the dump site on March 31st. Surveillance showed his car driving in that area that day. And just like that, the mask fell. Adam Fravel was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. But even then, he maintained his innocence. After his arrest, disturbing details surfaced. According to court documents, Fravel had a history of aggression. Maddi had told friends she feared for her safety. She was trying to escape a toxic, controlling relationship. She never got the chance. Her life was taken just as she was trying to reclaim it. Fravel allegedly killed her in their home, wrapped her in a bed sheet, and drove her body over 40 miles away, hoping she'd never be found. Then returned home, pretended she left voluntarily, and lied to everyone, all while their children were left motherless. The news rocked Minnesota. Maddi's murder was a wake-up call about the quiet epidemic of intimate partner violence. A woman with dreams, a job, a loving family, gone because of one man's obsession with control. Her children, now left in the care of extended family, will grow up hearing stories about their mother's strength, courage, and love. Maddi's family launched a foundation in her name, raising awareness and supporting women in dangerous relationships. The case also prompted state-level discussions on laws protecting victims from coercive control and emotional abuse. Forms of violence often harder to prove, but just as deadly. As of mid-2025, Fravel remains behind bars, awaiting trial. Prosecutors say the evidence is airtight. The timeline, the phone data, the physical evidence, it all points to premeditated murder. Fravel is facing up to 40 years in prison if convicted. But for Maddi's family, no sentence will ever bring her back. They want something else. They want her name to live on. They want her story to save others. Madeline Kingsbury didn't choose this ending, but she left behind a light that continues to shine in every person who tells her story. She is more than a victim. She is a reminder to listen when someone says they're scared, to speak up when love turns violent, to never look the other way, because silence can be deadly, and monsters don't always hide in the dark. Sometimes they sleep beside you. If this story moved you, if it chilled you, or if it opened your eyes to the silent horrors many face, then please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Your support helps us bring more untold stories to light and ensures that the voices of the lost are never forgotten.